So the 2023 NFL script just popped up in my email, and you're not going to believe some of the things that are going to happen. I mean, I'm reading it straight from the source, and I don't. First, the Cincinnati Bengals will miss the playoffs. They are already in a really tough division and have great battles against the Ravens on a regular basis. Now, Lamar has gotten paid, and they've added weapons around him. Roquan Smith will lead the defense, and we might see a resurgence of the dominant Baltimore teams of recent memory. With Jackson back to MVP form, and assuming he stays healthy, they present a real roadblock to Cincy winning the division. On top of that, there's no scenario where the Browns aren't better than they were last year. Deshaun Watson has had a year to shake off the rust and will have a full offseason to build rapport with his pass catchers. If they can split with Cincy, then they'll be thrilled. The Steelers will have a second-year passer in Kenny Pickett, who should be much improved with more time in the system, and TJ Watt will be back to 100%. The Steelers will surprise some people this year, but if any one of those other three teams can win the division, the wildcard spots are going to be hard to come by in the AFC. You've got the Chargers, Chiefs, and resurgent Broncos in the West, the Bills, the Dolphins, and an Aaron Rodgers-led Jets in the East, and in the South, okay, they don't have much to worry about in the South, but you get the point. Some 10 and maybe even 11-win teams are going to miss the playoffs in the AFC, and the Bengals are going to have to run the gauntlet to get back to the top. Now, I personally am a firm believer in Joe Burrow, but outside of bringing in Orlando Brown in the offseason, I haven't been impressed with many of their moves. But I didn't write the script. I'm just giving you the information. Next, there's a team that everyone and their uncle thinks is going to be a dumpster fire this year, but the script says they're supposed to win 9 to 10 games and sniff the playoffs. It's the Houston Texans. Something about a young, energetic, first-time head coach combined with a new stud rookie quarterback in a dream. They are in one of the softest divisions in all of football and really only have to worry about the Jaguars. CJ Stroud was my favorite quarterback of the draft class because of his size and arm talent, and Will Anderson was far and away the best defensive player available this draft. The Texans went all in and got both of these guys to build their future of their franchise around. It's going to pay dividends a lot sooner than many people think. They've built up their offensive line and defensive secondary in the offseason, and while they're missing any real stars at the wide receiver position, look for Robert Woods and Nico Collins to be consistent and Dalton Schultz to put up great numbers at the tight end position. Most of all, though, they'll lean heavily on their running back room, primarily Dameon Pierce, but the addition of Devin Singletary is big as well, giving them a two-headed monster. They were so bad in every aspect of football last season, but apparently they're going to improve by leaps and bounds this season. On to a couple individual player-specific storylines. This season, the receiving yards leader won't be Justin Jefferson. It's actually Cooper Kupp who's going to come back with a vengeance, and alongside a healthy Matt Stafford, will be back on the top of the wide receiver mountain. And Kupp, since the arrival of Stafford, has been in the top 5 of target share every season, and the Rams are consistently in the top 15 for pass attempts per game with Stafford at the helm. Kupp has a true knack for getting open and doing it quickly. That, matched with his outstanding hands, makes him a great target for any quarterback. He'll continue to be fed over and over this entire season. He also has very little talent around him, so the target shares might increase this season compared to the recent history. Look for Kupp to jump back to wide receiver 1 in fantasy and yards. The script provides us with great detail about the MVP award as well. It looks like it's going to be a two-man race between Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. Rodgers has some great weapons in New York and feels rejuvenated following his darkness retreat. He throws for 40 touchdowns on great efficiency and leads the Jets back to the playoffs. Mahomes is just continuing his league-wide domination with 38 touchdowns and over 4,000 yards like it's child's play. But at the end of the year, the award ends up going to Rodgers. The voters view Rodgers' numbers as a greater achievement due to the franchise he's with and how it's viewed as more of a comeback-type year for the future Hall of Famer. This next little bit will bring us to the defensive side of the ball and perhaps a slightly less shocking scripted event. Micah Parsons will lead the NFL in sacks this season. He was the best overall player on that side of the ball last season and will continue his dominance this year. The Cowboys have added more talent in the draft with Mazi Smith to help with interior pressure along with Jonathan Hankins. If they can keep the quarterback from moving up inside a pocket, then you'll see Parsons getting home for sacks a lot more often. The Cowboys offense also puts points on the board, which in turn makes other teams pass more to keep up. This means greater opportunity to create sacks. Parsons could end up on the short list for greatest linebacker of all time when it's all said and done, and I'm staking my claim that it starts this season with the sack champion and defensive player of the year. Finally, the Super Bowl champion has been leaked. The Kansas City Chiefs will get their third ring with Patrick Mahomes at the helm. I personally am done doubting him. I know they lost more weapons on offense, I know Eric Bieniemy left, but as long as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are together, and Travis Kelce is running routes, then they'll continue to be an elite scoring team, and I don't believe anyone can keep up with them. And neither does the script. We are in the middle of the Chiefs Kingdom dynasty, so I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and not get left behind. But seriously, Mahomes has proven that he's the best in the league and can put the team on his back when necessary. If their rookie wide receiver Rashee Rice can be an immediate contributor, then that's just icing on the cake. So comment your leaked NFL scripts down below and we'll see who has the best sources. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.